All right, so we're putting new tires on this thing. It's for this car, this one here, Monte Carlo, because the back tires don't have a lot of life left on them after 666. I don't know what happened. But I don't have a lot of life left on them. These are like a 28 inch, 28 and a half inch tire or so. These new ones that I got for the back, these are like a 30 and a half inch tall tire. So that's going to act like it has a little bit more gear ratio going down the highway. So it might be a little bit easier on the engine, not turning 3,700 RPMs the whole time we're cruising down the highway. But yeah, so these are those ones that are on the back of the car. Now you can't see them because trash can's in the way, but they are a 235 75 15. These ones are a 265 75 15, so they're a little bit taller, a little bit wider. I'm hoping they'll still fit. There's a lot of room on those ones that are on there now, so I'm hoping that these will fit. But I got these from Walmart. They are a Decent E brand, so they'll probably be Decent E. But these are real cheap. I got real cheap ones because I'm probably just going to turn them into smoke on the circuit anyways. So, yeah, cheap rear tires. I bought better ones for the front because they're going to probably last a little bit longer. But since these aren't probably going to last very long, I got cheap ones. So yeah, let's get them on. This fixture that I'm using here is just clamped to my chassis jig for my Camaro here. So if you don't have a chassis jig in your garage to clamp stuff to, you should probably get one. But yeah, so this was originally something that I made as a tire carrier for this one for when I go on drag and drives, as opposed to using the cargo basket or the roof rack or anything like that. But I tried using this thing one time, and well, it covers up the whole back window. I can't see nothing out of it. And I eventually realized I can just fit my race tires in the back seat. So that's what I do now. So this thing's pretty much useless, but we're going to see if we can't use it for a stand for our tire changer. So, all right, wheels cleaned, prepped, ready to go. We're going to see if we can't get this tire on.
So I just kind of clean the bead on these with a wire wheel. I take all the old balance weights off just with a screwdriver and a pair of pliers, and then wipe everything down with some kind of solvent. I like acetone just because I always have it handy. Shorty's Smokehouse, Waterloo, Illinois. Not a sponsor, just really good barbecue. Gives you the energy to do lots of manual labor like changing tires. They do make special tire lube just for changing tires, but I've got this nice Fram SAE 30 oil that I got on sale, and works just fine, as long as you're drinking coffee. So this is not a super technically challenging job, but it is a lot of work, so really just, pry bar and muscle is all it takes.
The main thing to keep in mind if you're trying to do tires by yourself like this by hand without using a tire machine is that you don't want to be a little bitch. All right. Whew. That's a lot of work. Yeah, don't be a bitch.
So at this point, I got 3 more to do. I started working on the front ones here. The front ones that I got were hand cooks instead of the cheap off-brand. And I wanted to run the hand cooks because I'm actually going to run these on the track as well as the street. So not only will they hopefully last longer, but I'm also going to be driving like 130 miles an hour on these things. So yeah, I'll spend the money for the hand cooks for that.
All right, so all the tires are on. I'm exhausted, and yeah, we'll get a different style of air wrapper. And we'll air these up, seat the beads, and yeah, it'll be good to go.
All right, we've all seen the videos of the guys, you know, spraying some ether in there and lighting it on fire to seat the beads on those. You really don't need to do all that. Some of these, especially these 15s, like if you can kind of just get it started by hand and just kind of, you know, pull and push around on it to get the beads started, then it'll take some air. This is a little cheap balancer I got off of Amazon. You just basically put weights on it until the bubble is in the middle. And that's about it. I just use these regular stick-on weights like you'd get at any tire shop, and I got those from Amazon too. But it's pretty easy to set up and use. It's portable. You can bring it with you to the track if you're going to change tires at the track or something like that. But yeah, I put new wheel studs on the back of this thing as well at one point. So nice, fresh new wheel studs ready to go. And use my old lug nuts. These are like a mag style lug nut, so they kind of fit inside of the wheel. I wasn't sure how well these new wheels and tires were actually going to fit on the car because they're significantly bigger than my old ones, but I was happy to see that once I got it on the ground, they fit pretty good. I think it's probably safe to say that this is the biggest tire I want to put on this car, but it fits, so you know what? It's yeah, looks pretty decent. Now onto the fronts. So just like the backs, these are a different size than the old ones. The wheels are a different offset and everything too, so I really wasn't sure how these were going to fit. So I was excited to get these on, especially these lightweight aluminum wheels. Real nice and easy to pop them up and get them on there, and they'll be lighter weight for at the track, so I don't have to worry about putting my little tiny skinnies on there or having to run with the heavy steel wheels. So this is kind of a nice in-between.
So this is a pretty good angle here because this is about what the car is going to look like about 40 feet into the run at the track. These, you know, about 8 inches of gap there. Got my nut sack with me.
So once I got both the front wheels on, before I set it on the ground, I actually turned the steering wheel lock to lock both sides and just checked for any clearance issues or any rubbing or anything like that before I put it on the ground, just because it's easier. And like I said, these are a different size tire than what I've had before, so I really wanted to make sure everything was going to fit good.